Hi guys, welcome to our talk show today. We always bring to you lively, funny, and passionate debates. And our topic today is do violent games lead to greater violence? And now we invited here three lovely guests. Miss Pian, she's a young mother whose son usually plays violent games. Hong, a young student who loves this type of game. And Miss Bin, a psychological expert who will equally see this problem in both sides, the upside and the downside. Okay, let's begin with teenagers' opinion. How, how much time do you spend on playing violent games?
Well, about 3 to 6 hours. I do it when I have spare time and feel alone.
Mhm. It seems to be like that you really love it. Are you interested in violent game and what do you think about it?
Yeah, I feel relaxed and comfortable when spending time with it. Besides, I can get many skills from violent game.
Mhm. Can you explain what you just said?
I mean that we live in a complex culture and teenagers need to experience it in a face-to-face way. In game, players need to complete a specific task as part of their goal. Game receive a significant amount of practice locating items that may be in the background, hidden in the map, or on a clutter screen, something like that.
Are you sure? I don't know what's experience, but I believe that students can spend many other ways to get skills in tests or play in violent games, such as outdoor activity or 30 inch. My son didn't care about real life. Sydney had addicted to game, so skill gotten from game will only forward if he doesn't want to connect to real life.
Mhm. I partially agree with you. Anyway, let's listen to experts for that. Miss Yabin?
In violent game, players' ability to find items that are challenging is about 30%, higher than it is for someone who does not play game regularly. The accuracy rate is also 15 percentage points higher for someone who is a regular gamer, that defined as being active 30 hours per week or more, compared to one who is not. This trait makes it possible for individuals to locate potential threats in real-life environments with greater speed and accuracy when compared to someone who doesn't play video games. Playing violent games can teach crucial communication skills, although there is a slight increase in risk for ongoing aggressions. In this case, players' refreshment is very important.
That's right. So we have a chart to summarize the opinion from three guests. Hong, she's a young student. She said that she likes to play violent game and do not need any problem with it. She feels relaxed and comfortable, and she can get many skills from violent games. Miss Fion, she has bad experience because her son play violent games habitually. Students can spend many other ways to get skill instead of playing violent games, such as outdoor activities or studying. And the skill gotten in game is meaningless when gamers do not care about their real life anymore. And psychological expert see this problem in both sides, advantages and disadvantages. The upside playing violent game can teach crucial communication skill, and the downside, there is a slight increase in risk for ongoing aggression. And now we move on to the next one. Um, I also hear that violent game can boost the negative attitude. For example, shooting games like Counter-Strike or Halo can boost the competitive and cooperative attitude for intergroup or intra-group.
What? Are you serious? That train never emerged in my mind. Moreover, depend on who you are and what you take to heart. I've been playing video games for my whole life and I still can't even stand the sight of the gun. Most people argue and saying video games cause violence, but that's simply not the case for everyone. Some people playing video game in order to cope with the problem they have, and they choose to escape reality with a bit of gunplay.
Mhm. They may know right or wrong, and their feeling of power, of control over something that has no problems or consequences, feel great, and the problem they have are now gone, right?
Well, I don't think so. Violent game will generate social and aggressive behavior. Every time you play a violent game, you think at school your education grade will fail because you just want to play it and don't bother paying attention. Then you can be controlled by crazy thinking. You can be a cry.
Mhm. And you mean that the graphics are so real that it seems you're there and holding the remote like a real gun. Also, you get caught when you kill a person on VOD, and then you might want to get caught in your real life.
Yes, you got so much into the game that you want to play it so much and to do anything to try and sort a real gun.
Mm, Honestly speaking, violent games can make students distracted, quick effects on learning results, but it is not really encourage criminal rate. For instance, a study from the University of New York saw no significant connection between the realism of the video games and the behavior of the players.
Really? Can you clarify that for me?
Yes, of course. The fact is that much of the findings we've been discussing throughout this week are not the same ones found. Another study also demonstrates that playing games containing the realism behavior of death did not lead to increase in violent behaviors. Hence, a 2016 study that analyzed kids aged from 6 to 11 also showed no relationship between the amount of time spent playing video games and the kids' emotional and mental health, not in the way they behave.
Thanks for everyone because of useful information and experience. So we have the second chart about hostile and aggressive behaviors. So Hong said that some people play game in order to cope with problems they have, and they choose to escape reality with a bit of gunplay. Why Miss Huyền, she said that getting so much into the game that gamer wanna play it so much, then they will do anything to try and shoot a real gun. And Miss Gavin, she said that violent game can make students distracted, which affects on the learning result, but it's not really increase criminal rate. So anyway, we must have right awareness about violent games, like books, films, or music. Games purpose may be entertainment. However, cartoon and fantasy violence is often recognized by parents and policymakers, so it's safe even for children. While violent games may be lack of the control and observation from the adults. So it looks like without knowing in detail the type of game, personality, and history of gamers, drawing conclusion upon the impact is hard and can be misleading. When discussing about the question, do violent games lead to greater violence? Some say yes and some say no. In my personal views, playing violent game is not really bad. However, there's still a real world outside the screen and many different ways of getting entertained while doing real life socializing, getting fit and healthy, or discovering new places. Anyway, we are Group A. Thank you.
Thank you.